What's up, everybody? DJ Bob here, checking in. What's up, YouTube? You know, y'all come in on this video, man. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. I need to run them subscriptions up. But yeah, man, want to just drop in a few lines on this Cash Out. I remember from back in the day. I really didn't like that song he did. Was it Riding Around with Keisha? I mean, but he was cool when that came out. I was, I used to see it on BET. It was cool. But yeah, I remember a while back, almost 5 years ago, when he first got locked up. So now he lost in trial. He was under a RICO sex trafficking charge. Crazy, him and his mother. Thinking and a relative of his. But yeah, ATL rapper, Cash Out. He was sentenced to 2 life sentences plus 75 years. Damn shame. I remember being locked up with a few dudes that had some pimping cases up in Leavenworth. And yeah, they was hitting them with 25 and 30 years. I think one dude had about 40. But yeah, they ain't been playing with that either. And they gonna hit us hard with the sentence. And I know a lot of people be like, well, they might go light on white people. Well, we ain't white. You know how the system is with us. But yeah, I just wanted to chime in on it because it tripped me out when I first heard, the other day, that in the beginning, they had offered him 25 years. Now, I know 25 years is a lot of time. Shit, I did 20. My damn self in the feds. And I was given 33 years. And due to the crack law being changed, they dropped me down to 21 years. And when my time came up to get out, I had done 20 years. But yeah. But I want to make a point about self-responsibility, brokering, and just being mindful about what this criminal, prison system can do to you. Now, it ain't good to say, but, I got experience in the prison system, the federal prison system. That's the only system I've been locked up in for a long amount of time. I'm saying I did 20 years in the feds. But it tripped me out when I found out that they had offered him 25 years. Compared with all of the evidence they had up against him. And they had people that were going to testify against him. They did testify against him. He knew all this. 25 years is way better than 2 life sentences plus 75 years. Now, I know a lot of people will be like, I'm taking my chance, with the Jew, I'm going to get it to the box. Listen, man, listen. Sometimes, man, and a whole lot of times, when they lock you up, they got you dead to the right, man. Your thing should be to broker the best deal for yourself. And especially if the sentence you can broker can, allow you to see a light at the end of the tunnel. Even though the light might be long, but you can one day get out of prison. And with him being offered 25 years, he probably could have got it down to 20 and then took that. He'd have been in the state. They still got parole. He could, in the feds, when I was locked up, and the feds don't have no parole system no more. They cut that out way back in, I think, 86. So if you get 25 years, the thing put on me like, I got 33 years. I had to do that 30 years and 6 months. I got locked up in 1996. Now, my out date, I can't really recall the money would be, but I'm supposed to still be locked up. My out date was 2026. This is 2025. I ended up getting out in 2015 due to the crack law change. But yeah, your thing is to work out that best deal. And I ain't saying with no telling. Because you can read my case, 133 Federal 3rd, Patterson versus U.S., 8th Circuit, 1998. I went to the Fed by myself, no co-defendants. And matter of fact, I'm really trying to touch on, like, you don't always have to go to trial. I went to trial. I didn't want to go to trial. I was ready to plead out to like 25 years. See, they kicked in and cracked my little Century safes and found 3.5 keys of crack. So I would look straight out. I was, when I was locked up in CCA, I was looking at the guidelines and all that. I'm like, damn. I was trying to tell my lawyer, hey, man, I'll take 25 years. But the reason why I went to trial is because when I told my lawyer that, hey, man, what can I give? I plead guilty. He told me they don't want you to plead guilty. They want you to tell. So I told him, you tell them to set up the trial date. Because I ain't telling on nobody. And, with that amount of drugs I got caught with, they was like, oh, we get this dude to tell on a whole bunch of people. Because I was in there with some dudes. It was like 85 people on their indictment. It was just me on my indictment. That's it. Nobody go to prison with me or because of me. So I had no choice but to go to trial. And of course I lost in trial and they gave me 33 years. So, but yeah, like I said, I ended up doing 20 after the crack law changed. Because I was dead to the wrong, they had me. So that's why I was like, hey, man, I'll plead out to 25 years. But like, I'm trying to, in his situation, with all the people that was going to tell on him and the evidence they had against him, he should have took them 25 years. I got a homeboy. Got caught up on a murder. Actually, it was 5 of them. And it happened New Year's Eve, 1991. Shooting at a party, house party. New Year's Eve party happened. Young dude get killed. They know my partners now. The people at the house, they told the police. Long story short, everybody pleaded out. 4 of them pled out. My homeboy, he acted like he don't want to do a day in jail. After everybody pleading out, they, play the 10s, 15s, and 20s. He want to go to trial. Now, I ain't never read the paperwork. I don't know who, what statements was given, but I know everybody pled out except him. He went to trial. They had offered him 20 years, like a couple other dudes that took the 20 years. He went to trial, lost. They gave him 5 life sentences. My partner, man, he's still locked up this day. Called me every other day, man. Been locked up for 34 years. Something happened where when they dropped two of the life sentences. He got 3 life sentences. Man, Should have took them 20 years. He would have took them 20 years. He would have beat me out. That was 91. I got my case in 96. He would have beat me home, because they got parole in the state. Well, I'm saying, man, I was going to say, sometimes, man, you got to broker out the best deal for you. Now, I'm telling you, I hope you can just plead guilty, where you can see some light at the end of the tunnel without bringing somebody else into the darkness. You know what I mean? Without you telling on somebody else. But with all what happened with the brother Cash Out, I wish he would just took them 25 years. I think he about 30 something. And then in the state, he would have got parole. He probably would have ended up doing 18 years. Something like that. If he would have really got in their program, changed himself, his life around, he probably would end up doing 15 years. Now, the brother got 2 life sentences plus 75. And it's crazy. They say the judge would, after giving him his sentence, she was, pointing out the places that with him having to, register as a sex offender, SA offender, they want to say on fucking YouTube. Places that he had to stay away from. Like he gonna ever get out with 2 life sentences plus 75. So let's say if he, I think the life sentences, I don't think they're without parole. So he could do 25, and say if he be in there 50 years and the 2 life sentences expire, he still got 75 years. When he could have just copped out to 25 years. Then also, his mama got 30 years. If they gave her 30 years, if she would have copped out, she probably could have copped out to 10 years, 10, 15 years. And, his mama got to be almost in her 50s. So I'm just telling everybody, man, I just want to tell everybody, it's not always your best move to go to trial, man, especially when they got you dead to the right. Some people just hard-headed. Like I said, I wanted to cop out. I didn't want to go to trial. But they wanted me to tell on people. I'm not doing that. Take me to trial. Found me guilty in 2 days. But yeah, man, it's a shame. It's a shame the young brother now going to have to be in there for the rest of his life, man. And this is what I was meaning on one of the last video I posted about Trump signing that HALT bill, that HALT Act into law about the fentanyl. You have to be up on what you're doing. So I'm really, telling people now, if you out there in the streets, whatever you doing, if you carrying the strap illegally, if you serving, know what the law is. Know what the penalties are. You know what I'm saying? So if you get locked up, you know what you're dealing with. But yeah, now the young brother Cash Out, man, it's a wrap. And it's going to be very hard for him to give back that time. Even if they take off 1 life sentence. You still got another one in 75 years. Even if they take off both of the life sentences, you still got 75 years. Damn shame. Man, look. I got law books right now, my little thing right now. But yeah. It's a bad situation, man. Y'all just be aware of what you're getting yourself into. Educate yourself, on everything about what you're doing, so you can stay informed. So if you do get caught up, you know what you're facing. But yeah, damn shame. Man, look, y'all come in on this video, man, hit the like button, man. Hit the subscribe button. Run the subscribes up for me. DJ Bop, man. Peace out.